Number 2. Overcoming Cynicism. Cynic means a person who believes that people's motives are always selfish. The sky is. Let's start. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Most of us know the story of Chicken Little, who ran around warning the barn ad of impending doom. We all know people who are that way, but we all have a chicken little inside each of us. And as I stated earlier, the cynic is really a little chicken. We all get a little chicken when fear and doubt cloud our thoughts. All of us have doubts. I am not smart. I am not good enough. So dollar and so is better than me. So s and so is better than me. Our our doubts often paralyze us. We play the what if game. What if the economy crashes right after I invest? Or what if I lost control and I can't pay the money back? What if things don't go as I planned? Or we have friends or loved ones who will remind us of our shortcomings regardless of whether we ask. They often say, "What makes you think you can do that?" Or, "If it is such a good idea, how come someone else hasn't done it?" Or, "That will never work. You don't know what you are talking about." These words of doubt often get so loud that we fail to act. A horrible feeling builds in our stomach, something we can't sleep. Sometimes we can't sleep. We fail to move forward. So we stay with what is safe and opportunities pass us by. We watch life passing by as we sit immobilized with a cold knot in our body. We have all felt this at one time in our lives, some more than others. Peter Lynch of Fidelity Magellan Mutual Fund fame refers to warnings about the sky falling as noise, and we all hear it. Noise is either created inside our heads or comes from outside, often from friends, family, co-workers, and the media. Lynch recalls the time during the 1950s when the threat of nuclear war was so prevalent in the news that people began building fallout shelters and storing food and water. If they had invested that money wisely in the market instead of building a fallout shelter, they did probably be financially independent today. When the riots broke out in Los Angeles a few years ago, gun sales went up all over the country. A person dies from rare hamburger meat in Washington state, and the Arizona Health Department orders restaurants to have all beef cooked well done. A drug company runs a national TV commercial showing people catching the flu. The ad runs in February. Cold goes up as well as sales of their cold medicine. Most people are poor because when it comes to investing, the world is filled with chicken littles running around yelling. Yell means a loud, sharp cry or call. Means they run around with a loud and sharp cry or a call. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And chicken littles are effective because every one of us is a little chicken. It often takes great courage to not let rumors and talk of doom and gloom affect your doubts and fears. In 1992, a friend named Richard came from Boston to visit my wife and me in Phoenix. He was impressed with what we had done through stocks and real estate. The prices of real estate in Phoenix were depressed. We spent 2 days with him showing him what we thought were excellent opportunities for cash flow and capital appreciation. My wife and I wa- my, my wife and I are not real estate agents. We are strictly investors. After identifying a unit in a resort community, we called an agent who sold it to him that afternoon. The price was a mere $42,000 for a two-bedroom townhome. Similar units were going for $65,000. He had found a bargain. Excited, he bought it and returned to Boston. 2 weeks later, the agent called to say that our friend had backed out. I called immediately to find out why. All he said was that he talked to his neighbor and his neighbor told him it was a bad deal. He was paying too much. I asked Richard if his neighbor was an investor. I asked Richard if his neighbor was an investor. Richard said no. When I asked why he listened to him, Richard got defensive and simply said he wanted to keep looking. He wanted to keep looking. The real estate market in Phoenix turned, and by 1994, that little unit was renting for $1,000 a month to $2,500 in the peak winter months. The unit was worth $95,000 in 1995. All Richard had to put down was $5,000 and get a he would have had a start at getting out of the rat race. Today he still has done nothing, and the bargains in Phoenix are still here. You just have to look a lot harder. Richard's backing out did not surprise me. It is called buyer's remorse, and it affects all of us. It is those doubts that get us. The little chicken won, and a chance at freedom was lost. In another example, I hold a small portion of my assets in tax lien certificates instead of CDs. I earn 16% per year on my money, which certainly beats the 5% the bank offers. These certificates are secured by real estate and enforced by state law, which is also better than most banks. The formula they are bought on makes them safe. The formula they are bought on makes them safe. They just lack liquidity. So I look at them as 2 to 7 year CDs almost every time I tell someone, especially if they have money in CDs, that I hold my money this way. They will tell me it is risky. They tell me why I should not do it. When I ask them where they get their information, they say from a friend or an investment magazine. They have never done it, and they are telling someone who is doing it why they shouldn't. The lowest I yield, the lowest yield I look for is 16%. But people who are filled with doubt are willing to accept 5%. Doubt is expensive. My doubt is that it is those doubts and cynicism that keep most people poor and playing it safe. The real world is simply waiting for you to get rich. Only a person's doubt keep them poor. As I said, getting out of the rat race is technically easy. It doesn't take much education, but those doubts are cripplers for most people. Cynics never win, said Rich Dad. Unchecked doubt and fear creates a cynic. Cynics criticize and winners analyze was another of his favorite sayings. Rich Dad explained that criticism blinded while analysis opened eyes. Analysis allowed winners to see that critics were blind and to see opportunities that everyone else missed. And finding what people miss is key to any success. Real estate is a powerful investment tool for anyone seeking financial independence or freedom. It is a unique investment tool. At every time I mention real estate as a vehicle, I often hear I don't want to fix toilets. That is what Peter Lynch calls noise. That is what my rich dad would say. It is the cynic talking. Someone who criticizes and doesn't analyze. Someone who lets their doubts and fears close their mind instead of open their eyes. So when someone says, I don't want to fix toilets, I want to fire back. What makes you think I want to? They are saying a toilet is more important than what they want. I talk about freedom from the rat race and they focus on toilets. That is the thought pattern that keeps most people poor. They criticize instead of analyze. I don't want I don't want holds the key to your success, Rich Dad would say. Because I too don't want to fix toilets. I shop hard for a property manager who does fix toilets, and by finding a great property manager who runs houses or apartments, well, my cash flow goes up. But more importantly, a great property manager allows me to buy a lot more real estate since I don't have to fix toilets. A great property manager is key to success in real estate. Finding a good manager is more important to me than the real estate. A great property manager often hears of great deals before real estate agents do, which makes them even more valuable. That is what Rich Dad meant by I don't wants. I don't wants hold the key to your success because I do not want to fix toilets either. I figured out how to buy more real estate and expedite my getting out of the rat race. The people who continue to say, I don't want to fix toilets, often deny themselves the use of this powerful investment vehicle. Toilets are more important than their freedom. In the stock market, I often hear people say, I don't want to lose money. Well, what makes them think I what makes them think or anyone else likes losing money? They don't make money because they choose to not lose money. Instead of analyzing, they close their minds to another powerful investment vehicle, that is the stock market. In December 1996, riding a I was riding with a friend past our neighborhood gas station. He looked up and saw the price of oil was going up. My friend is a worry what or a chicken little. To to him the sky is always going to fall, and it usually does on him. When we get home, when we got home, he showed me all the stats as to why the price of oil was going to go up over the next few years. Statistics I had never seen before, even though I already owned a substantial share block of an existing oil company. With that information, I immediately began looking for and found a new undervalued oil company that was about to find some oil deposits. My broker was excited about this new company and I bought 1500 shares for 65 cents, not percents. I bought 15,000 shares for 65 cents per share. In February 1997, this same friend and I drove by the same gas station, and sure again, the price per gallon had gone up nearly 15%. Again, the chicken little worried and complained. I smiled because in January 1997, that little oil company hit oil and that little oil company hit oil and those 15,000 shares went up to more than $3 per share since he had first given me the tip, and the price of gas will continue to go up if what my friend says is true. Instead of analyzing, their little chicken closes their mind. If most people understood how a stock worked in a stock market investing, there would be more people investing to win instead of investing not to lose. A stop is simply a computer command that sells your stock automatically if the price begins to drop, helping to minimize your losses and maximize some gains. It is a great tool for those who are terrified of losing. So, whenever I hear people focusing on their I don't wants, I don't wants rather than what they do want, rather than what they do want, I know the noise in their head must be loud. Chicken Little has taken over their brain and is yelling. Yelling means loud, cry, or call. Loud and sharp cry or call. The sky is falling and toilets are breaking. So they avoid their don't wants. But they pay a huge price. There they may never get what they want in life. Rich Dad gave me a way of looking at Chicken Little. Just do what Colonel Sanders did. At the age of 66, he lost his business and began to live on his social security check. It wasn't enough. He went around the country selling his recipe for fried chicken. He was turned down 1009 times before someone said yes, and he went on to become a multi-millionaire at an age when most people are quitting. He was a brave and tenacious man, Rich Dad said of Harlan Sanders. So, when you are in doubt and feeling a little afraid, just do what Carl Sanders Sanders did to his little chicken. He fried it.